Hello everybody, this is Feetvlog, and this is Feetvlog number 19, and it's called, frankly, the 2009 election results. Well, as you know, we had an election, and I think it turned out the way I think a lot of people thought it would probably turn out. There were a couple of surprises here, but I want to look at a couple of election results that were interesting, a little bit surprising to me, but quite interesting. First, I want to look at the election results from the New York 23rd District. As you know, we had there was a situation there where the Republican Party chose an ultra-liberal Republican to go against a kind of a moderate, I think he's a moderate, blue doggish Democrat, and that just created a whole lot of emotional upheaval within the Republican Party, and it brought in a gentleman by the name of Doug Hoffman, and long story made short, Scotsafava, it being the Republican that was, I guess you could say, scorned. she decided to leave the race and endorse the Democrat Owens. Now I'm looking at the election results here, and Owens in fact did win the election. Hoffman got 46% of the vote. Owens so far has 49% of the vote, and Scotsafava with 5% of the vote. Now, as I really quickly do the math here, if Hoffman had gotten all the votes that Scotsafava had received, then he would have won the district and Owens would not have. And now the Republicans have held that seat for, well, forever. So this is the first Democrat since a really long time. I forget how far back. I think as far back as the Civil War, but I could be wrong. But the issue in this particular race is the problem, you could say, between the establishment Republicans, the more liberal Republicans, and the more conservative, traditional Republicans. And when I look at this, I think Owens would have won this election no matter what. And the reason why I say that is that if Scotsafava had been the only option in this election, she would have probably gotten more votes than she did get, but she would not have been able to beat Owens here because conservative Republicans would never have come out for her. They just would never have done it. In this particular case, you had the conservative Hoffman, and we see what things turned out to be, which was Hoffman losing, receiving 46% of the vote. He received the majority of the Republican vote, I would say, and Scotsafava received this puny little 6,700 and something, but that was enough to give Owens the win. So I don't see how Owens could have lost this race no matter what. And I would say that the Republican Party in that particular district really did themselves a grave disservice by picking a liberal to go up against Owens, because in doing so they created a problem that didn't need to happen. Another really interesting thing to look at, I'm reading right now a headline that says gay marriage appears in danger of losing in Maine. Maine may reject gay marriage. Now, that's weird. Now, I realize that it's a slim majority so far of the voters, but that is a very interesting thing. Now, I have to, full disclosure, I do not agree with gay marriage. That having been said, I am stunned at Maine, because this is Maine. Okay, this is a New England liberal state. A New England liberal state is actually divided, apparently deeply divided, as this vote goes. Let me take a look here as this vote goes. They don't give the exact numbers, but here are the exact numbers as I'm reading here. 52% to 48%. 48% for gay marriage and 52% against. That is very different. That is just odd. I mean, this is Maine. This is weird. You know, so let's see how that plays out. Now, let's look at the big elections. the Virginia race and, of course, the New Jersey race. Yes, a lot of people say that the Virginia race could be, you know, a rejection of Obama. I don't necessarily think that the Virginia race was, but I do think that the New Jersey race was. And the reason why is because Obama really campaigned. I mean, he really campaigned. Okay, he went all out for John Corzine. And this is not just a blue state. This is a navy blue state. This is dark blue. Okay, this is a dark blue state, and they rejected Corzine. Now, yes, there were issues of corruption. There were issues of you know, taxes and such, but if you're a blue state, hey, you know, you want your taxes high because you elected the party of high taxes. I mean, Democrats believe in high taxes, so you know, that's something that I don't get. I don't get how on one hand they can complain about taxes, but on the other hand they elect people who, by their very party's nature, believes in high taxes. You know, that just doesn't make any sense to me. So they've gone back to the GOP. There have been Republicans that have governed that state in the past. Christy Todd Whitman, and I do believe another gentleman by the name of Tom Kaine, I believe, was a Republican that governed that state as well. But they've decided to go with the Republican this time. And yeah, I would argue that that was at least partially a rejection of Mr. Obama, because Obama invested so much of himself into that campaign. Whereas with the Virginia race, where you had well, I guess I'm guessing this guy is a little left of center, but not far left. Creed Deeds just could not beat the Republican. So that seems to be how things are appearing to be tonight. The Republicans get 2 governorships. The Democrats get a congressional seat. And there's still, I would argue, more questions than answers, you know. But, you know, how will the future of gay marriage shake out? Well, I think we're perhaps a little more divided than than people thought. You know, because we know that the trend has been to go in favor of gay marriage. It looks like we might be actually a little more divided on that than necessarily a trend in that direction. But we don't know quite yet. We just have to, you know, wait and see. How will this affect the Obama administration and their agenda? We have to wait and see on that. Like I said, I think that there are more questions than answers here. But I think that the Republican Party has a lot to celebrate today. But I think that instead of celebrating, you know, boisterously, they do need to address the issue of, the dealing with the moderates and the conservatives and so on and so forth. But I personally, like I said, I don't think that they had any chance of gaining that seat away from Mr. Owens in that New York congressional seat. I just don't see how that would have worked out. I guess that's about it. Leave comments down below and tell me what you think. I'm quite interested in what people think. So, alright then. Thank you very much for your time. Bye.